You're listening to a Roddenberry podcast.
Today is Wednesday, June 23rd, 2021, and this is your daily Star Trek news from the Roddenberry Podcast Network. On today's show, Joanne Linville, Star Trek's Romulan commander from the Enterprise incident, has passed away at the age of 93. Jason Isaacs reiterates that he'd still like to be Prime Lorca for the right story. And I've got this week's Star Trek history. I'm Alison Pitt, and today's show is supported by people like you through Patreon. Find out more and add your support at patreon.com/Daily Star Trek News. Joanne Linville, whose performance as a Romulan commander in Star Trek The Original Series helped to make the episode The Enterprise Incident a fan favorite, passed away Sunday at the age of 93. Her agent has confirmed to Variety. Linville began her career on the small screen in the 1950s, appearing in a number of anthology programs such as Kraft Television Theater, Alfred Hitchcock Presents, and Studio One. Over the years, she worked a number of times with William Shatner, with the pair even playing husband and wife a couple of times, before appearing on Star Trek together. After Star Trek, she appeared on a number of popular shows, including Chips, Dynasty, LA Law, as well as appearing in films like the 1976 remake of A Star is Born. Linville's commander was the first depiction of a female Romulan, and the role made her a popular guest at conventions even as she approached her 90s. Linville's daughter, Amy Rydell, reprised the role in 2017 for the fan-produced series Star Trek Continues, and offered up a spitting image continuation for the popular character. Following her episode's premiere, the Star Trek Continues Facebook page posted a touching photo of the pair, with Rydell in full costume and Linville sporting a pair of Romulan ears. Linville is survived by her 2 children with ex-husband Mark Rydell, 3 grandchildren, and a great-grandson. Her legacy in Hollywood also lives on in the Stella Adler Academy of Acting and Theater, which she co-founded in 1985. Please join us here at Daily Star Trek News in offering condolences to those touched by Joanne Linville's passing. For 3 years, fans have been wondering if Jason Isaacs will return to the Star Trek franchise as the Prime Universe version of Captain Gabriel Lorca. And now Isaacs has told comicbook.com that his return might still be on the table as long as it's for the right reasons. Jason Isaacs has gained notoriety in several well-known franchises. Aside from Star Trek, he played Lucius Malfoy in the Harry Potter films and voiced the role of the General Inquisitor in the animated series Star Wars Rebels. Prestige aside, for Isaacs, the script is the key component to any project. He told comicbook.com, "There's no part I'm interested in, there's no people. No matter how much I admire them and am into them, it's always the script." Against the idea of returning simply to please the fans, he went on to say, "I try and find something that will make me entertained." Despite the benefits such as filming on location or being able to work with respected colleagues and friends, Isaac said he wants to have something to do once the cameras start rolling. Now, it's worth remembering that at DragonCon Goes Virtual last September, Isaacs refused to comment on whether Lorca would make an appearance on Strange New Worlds, the Short Treks, or the elusive Section 31 spin-off. When asked at the time, Isaacs said, "The whole point of having a story told to you is that you don't know what's in the story." And you can recall back to August of 2019, when Isaacs told Sci-Fi Wire, "If you know anything about Star Trek, everything is possible. It should happen when people least expect it." Of course, Star Trek fans are still waiting for Prime Lorca's story to be told, and Isaacs may well be up for the challenge. "There's a clamor often for me to go back to Star Trek," he told comicbook.com. "I had a fantastic time on Star Trek. I loved all the people. I love being part of that universe, but I wouldn't go back just to be in it. I'd go back if you had a great story to tell." To read Jason Isaacs' full interview, visit comicbook.com, and of course you can catch up on his turn as Mirror Lorca, spoiler alert, in Season 1 of Star Trek Discovery, now streaming on Paramount+. Now, in just a moment, I'll be taking you back in time to find out what happened this week in Star Trek history, but first, a word from me. This show is supported by people like you through Patreon. Your financial support helps us cover recurring costs like hosting and distribution, and it also helps us invest in the future, finding better ways to bring you more of the Star Trek news you need to know wherever you are. To find out more, just head to patreon.com/daily Star Trek news. You can contribute from just $1 a month, and with a 16% discount on an annual membership, you can support us for a whole year for around $10. That's patreon.com/daily Star Trek news, and a big thanks to you for supporting this show. And now, it's a look back into Star Trek history. It was today, June 23rd, back in 1915, that Joseph Mel was born in Chicago, Illinois. Mel had an uncredited acting role as a traitor in the first original series pilot episode, The Cage, and of course later in The Menagerie Part 2. Born Joseph Melovitz, Mel starred in over 70 films and over 110 television productions in his career. In addition to The Cage, where he can be seen munching a grape and sporting a single earring, he was in 6 episodes of Gunsmoke, 3 of Dragnet, and was a prolific character actor in everything from Adventures of Superman and The Dick Van Dyke Show to The Untouchables and Perry Mason, and he even did 3 episodes of Wagon Train, the Western series that Gene Roddenberry likened Star Trek to in his original pitch. Of course, that's Wagon Train, not to the stars. On film, Mel was seen in When Worlds Collide, Singing in the Rain, Pillow Talk, I Married 40 Million Women, and Sweet Charity, to name just a few. He died in Los Angeles on August 31st, 1977, and today would have been his 106th birthday. Tune in again next Wednesday for more Star Trek history. Well, that's it for today's Daily Star Trek news from the Roddenberry Podcast Network. Don't forget to check out the other great shows on the network at podcasts.roddenberry.com. Daily Star Trek News is produced by me, Alison Pitt, and written by Chris Peterson and Jack Brown, with history by T. Rick Jones. We're supported by people like you through Patreon. Find out more and add your support at patreon.com/daily Star Trek news. I'm back tomorrow with more of the Star Trek news you need to know and the weekend's Star Trek events. I'm Alison Pitt. Live long and prosper.
This is a Roddenberry podcast. For more great podcasts, visit podcast.roddenberry.com.